What's the name of this thing? What's the Word podcast?
What's the word?
Oh man,
Good for high as
we're back. What's the Word podcast? Hey, we just remembered our podcast. It's called What's the Word podcast. We got Knox Hill, that's singing reactions, and Black Pegasus here today.
Listen, we all been busy, bro. Don't listen. We still here. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, we still here. We still been around. We still all boys. You know what I'm saying? We still support each other. We just been super busy. You forgot we got mega stars and shit. Everybody in here except me is in the damn industry in some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you could be.
On me.
Yeah, I'm waiting for this. I am waiting for the single. I am waiting for the single.
I have to step inside of a booth or something, bro.
Come to Chicago, bro.
If only you knew, like, people who know how to record and to like have access to recording booths and things. Like I don't know. How could you make that happen, Dom?
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. I got to figure out some people.
You can buy some stuff at Walmart for $100 and record something.
On me. Like, yeah, it's kind of me, bro. Like I said, being like now I'm doing like I said, being my age, which is 36. I don't give a fuck who gonna come for me. Oh, I'm sorry. I ain't supposed to cuss. All right,
you cuss it up.
No, but listen. Me being my age and being a diabetic and all this stuff, I've been making sure that since this is my full-time job, I gotta stay active too. So I've been doing MMA twice a week now. So, you know, I've been doing Muay Thai. Yeah, I've been doing that for like over 2 months now. So yeah.
Nice.
And then How you feeling? I mean, I always found it just like it's so good for this too. Like it really
mentally, bro. I'll tell you what. The last 3 days I had panic attacks out the wazoo, bro. Like it's been. I mean, I don't know. Like I stepped foot out. Like somebody can just say the words. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you being rushed or whatever it is. But I remember my mom. She was like, hurry up and just go out there, you know what I'm saying, and park the car, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying, before you know, and as soon as I stepped out the door, I had a panic attack. I was like, oh, shh.
You know adrenaline, bro. I see adrenaline hits you like
I was like, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's funny because now my brain could just, I kind of turn it on when I want to get it over with. I don't like the build up. Yeah, that's the worst part. I'm like, man, hurry up. Come on, bro. Let me go in the corner. Let me just have this and get it over with. That's how it is now, and it sucks, bro. But yeah, but I'm good though. I'm handling it though. You know what I'm saying? Like you already know me. You know what I'm saying? Do what I can.
But it's like, is jiu-jitsu, is MMA helping you at all?
It does.
Like with 100%. The anxiety, exercising, right? Yeah.
100%. Yeah. I even tell them like if I'm about to, because I had only one panic attack there, and once I bounced back, went in the corner. I told him, I was like, hey, do me a favor, take the glove off, punch me in my arm mad hard. Like, just to throw my mind, like, off, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he was like, no. And I was like, what you mean? No, punch me. Like you know what I'm saying? It was like, you know what I'm saying?
Real quick, let me explain this. For people who don't know, Dom is like 6'6", big ass dude. So either I'm 5'10" and I lift weights, I look like an ant compared to this man. So saying, hey, punch my arm, I'd be like, no, I don't want to punch that.
But I'm not built like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a 6'4".
But you got the natural build, bro.
That's crazy. I didn't know you were 6'4". What?
You didn't know this dude's like Andre the Giant rolling around?
Oh, my mama.
He's a big boy.
If you don't believe it, go on my Instagram and look at me and Cliff standing next to each other.
Well, hold on.
We met each other in Chicago.
I was also off the stage a bit. I had one foot up.
Like, could you see him, Dom? Or like, was he at a different altitude?
It was giving overlook. You know
it's
what
hard,
I'm saying?
Isn't it? Like, you know.
Are you saying I'm an elf right now? What the fuck?
No.
You know, I don't necessarily.
Just because you are the shortest of all of us, Cliff, I don't hold it against you. Okay, you make up for it in plenty of other ways.
You could walk up under a door with it being closed, but it's all good. You know, bungee jump off a curb. You know, you can do little things like that. Climb a speed bump. You know, little things like that.
I'm gonna remember this. This podcast is seared in my mind.
Those cute little jacked up elf arms. You know what I mean? Like they just reach and climb. They're so cute.
That's how I am.
I got the Benzino arms, dude. I got the Benzino arms, baby. T-Rex will get you, dude. No, actually, BP and I were just talking about this. We were talking about like making content stuff together, and I was like, you know, it'd be a good idea is, you know, he's in BJJ, so am I, but he's been doing it a bit longer than me. I was like, how tall are you? He was like 5. What'd you say, 5'11", right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 5'10". He's 160. I'm 210. So I told him I'd have to drop down a bit, but we thought about an idea of like us rolling and just kind of maybe, just practicing for the camera to show people like things that we learned and stuff like that. I thought it'd be pretty cool, like not like a competition, but maybe it turns into a little something.
Yeah, basically just like sparring type of thing.
Wait, like a chance to roll around on a mat with you, Cliff? I mean, where do we sign up this?
If you want to sign up, come to my Instagram anytime.
I knew Knox was gonna go there. I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
No, but that was serious. But yeah, so I hold my 5'10" proudly. Okay, I don't give a fuck.
Bruh, as you should, bro.
We're every like friend group, they need that short person in it. We have to have all representation.
Yo, the fuck.
It's not easy being this tall either, bro. Like, this is terrible. Like, I mean, if I could cut this down a little bit, you feel me? Like I would.
You good, Cliff?
I got some Pedialyte up my nose, but I'm good. Next time you see me, I'm gonna go get like those shin implants. I'm gonna be like 6'4", but I'm gonna have these skinny ass legs. Like, what the fuck happened?
Oh, bro, you just rock like the Tims with like the big heels. You'll be good.
Shout out to Anthony Ray too, bro. Like,
AR. What up?
That's our brother too.
Yeah.
He got some business too.
He's on dad life mode today, so it's all good. We all got it. But yeah.
Shout out to dad life.
Yeah, shout out to dad life, because I've been sunning these dudes.
That man's got bars. What the fuck? Get in the booth.
Fire.
That was just a goddamn, me. That was a goddamn,
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, for anyone watching, obviously, as you can see, there's a lot of discord between us. We don't get along. We don't like each other. No. So that's why we haven't been doing the podcast. No, but honestly, unfortunately for, a number of us, real life has gotten in the way. Some people are busy continuing dad life, having exciting moments, bringing new babies into the world, huge congratulations.
We already said that, but
on that BP.
But Knox, if you could.
Uh-oh.
What happened? Oh, shit. You lagged out?
Oh.
Knox
it's all right.
He said, hold on, it's crazy. Right after he said, we don't like each other, blah, 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 and boom.
He was like, yo. Oh, damn, I almost flipped off.
Let me find out Knox is 5'8".
Where did I
go?
How tall is he? How tall is he?
I don't know. But he made it sound like he was taller than me.
He drank water when we talked about height.
If I had to guess, he's like 6'1" or 6'2".
I'm going to say 6 foot even. So what we doing? We betting on this, or what we going to do?
I'm gonna put up a wager.
I got $3.
I'm 6 foot.
I got $5.
Put your Cash App on the screen.
But here's the thing though. Is it like the real 6'1" where the person really is 5'11"? Because you know how some dudes be like, yo, I'm 5 or I'm 6'2", but really they be 6 foot.
Here's the thing though, like with me, every time I went, it's always been 6'3", and mass. It's like inches. Like I'm right in the center. So they was like, you're 6'4". You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like over the 6'3" and a half. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's really technically what it is, but it's 6'4". So it's like
I'm literally like 5'10" and like 0.25 or something. Like that's so I'm 5'10" even. You met me in person, you know.
On bruh.
What's crazy for me is like I'm supposed to be 6 foot. That's what's wild is because I got severe scoliosis. So my lower back is literally like this, but it's supposed to be like this. And so that's the other thing. Like I'm always like I'm 5'11" because that's the last measurement. But because of my scoliosis, there's potential that I shrunk. So I got to hit that decompression board.
It's crazy because that's how my feet is, bro. I'm like flat-footed. No
arch
at all.
Too, bro.
No arch at all, bro. Like, and in MMA, we be doing, like, before we start sparring and doing all this stuff, he had me doing this skinny boy shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yes, you can. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting the timer, starting that. And this is my best friend, by the way, who's a pro MMA fighter. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ethan Riley. This is, you know what I'm saying? He's the pro, you know what I'm saying? And he also does work for me. He works for me. You know what I'm saying? He knows a lot of my supporters more than I do in terms of like some of the people behind the scenes way back there. You know what I'm saying? Like who just like, you know, he'll hit me up and be like, hey, this person just hit you up. I highlighted this. That's what I got him for because it's just a lot to handle. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of got him doing that. But then when it's time for him to be a coach, sometimes I don't take him serious all the time, but he in coach mode. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what he does too. He coaches kids, MMA classes.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because he's been at Club MMA. Shout out to Club MMA. He's been at MMA since he was, I think, 12, and he's 26 now. You know, so yeah. He's been doing it for a minute, bro. Like,
you know what I'm doing right now?
What up?
I'm searching Ren Gill's height because I've seen Knox standing next to him, so I'm trying.
Oh, yeah, I think Ren is short.
What
the fuck?
Ren Gill is 6'1". Ren is 6'1".
No, he's not.
And Knox is a little bit shorter. So I'm gonna go with he's gonna say 6 foot, but I think he's 5'11".
Nope.
Okay.
That's my
what the
official
fuck?
statement right there. Boom, money on the board, $5.
Why is my
I just put in the group thread to see if he's good to reconnect because I don't know if he just got
that's
disconnected.
weird.
Like I said, that's why I'm recording up here because my whole internet's out. Our crib almost got hit by lightning. Like that shit was like an explosion in my yard,
crazy,
and it took out our modem. So that's why I'm up here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to wait for Knox before jumping into. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, he looks hella clear too. All right,
my mama.
Knox.
That was the weirdest thing, by the way. Like, I was still here and I was trying to talk, but like none of you guys could hear me. So I literally am listening to what you all are saying, and I'm trying to respond, but nobody's responding back to me. So I'm like, wait, what the fuck is that? I even sent a message into the chat, like, can anybody see and hear me? But it didn't. Nobody responded.
Wait, so you heard the whole conversation afterwards?
Hold up.
Oh,
all right, there's money.
There's
money is on the line, Knox. We need an answer. Money's on the line.
Ren is taller than 6'1", by the way. Ren is like 6'2", 6'3". Ren is taller than. I don't know where they got 6'1" from, but that dude. I was surprised at how tall he was.
Let me get my money, man. How tall are you, man?
I'm 6 foot. I'm 6
Let's
foot.
go. I said on the money. That's me.
You said 6'1".
Yeah, you
said 6'1".
I said 6'1". I said 6'1".
I said 6 foot on the nose. Did I not
I
say
owe
that?
y'all. I owe Cliff and Dom.
It's like
I
one
said
of those
6'1" or 6'2".
It's like one of those where I'm like 6.75, but I don't round up. I stay at 6. But like when I was playing like basketball or soccer, all that, like they list me at 6'1", 6'2". So, but I'm
hit me with that cash app in the thread.
I'm probably closer to 6, bro. Probably closer to 6.
I'm counting on that money, man. I need that money.
I need that 5, boy.
That's crazy. So Dom is really the giant of the group.
He is.
Yeah,
and
man.
I think Knox
I'm Frodo
and AR.
Baggins.
I think Knox and AR are similar height because AR was a little bit taller than me when he was out here.
So
AR is what? AR is what? Like, what's his height?
I think he's like right around 6 foot. I think.
Listen, Cliff, 5'8" is pretty tall. Like that's a good height for you.
I said 5'10" first off,
especially in Latin America.
5'8" too.
5'8" in Latin America.
Cliff,
you're a giant.
Cliff, you're not 5'10". Come on, Cliff.
I ain't even hearing none of this shit.
Come on back, boo.
It's all right, man.
Come on.
Stand up.
No,
man.
honestly, man.
All
right, boys. So, hey, by the way, I'm going to try to segue us into, I guess, what we're titling all this and what we're talking about today. Speaking of tall motherfuckers and Ren, right? Ren is undergoing a very interesting situation right now. The Kujo back and forth, I think it's been an interesting territory for him, just really getting dragged through the mud and having such a narrative manipulator go after him. And bend things, but
I didn't even put out a video on it, but I saw his entire video.
Me too.
And I'm sitting there because I ain't gonna hold you. I call him Kujo the dog. Shout out to Stephen King, but I already off the bat, I'd be like, I don't like how your tone is, bro, in the messages. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I am. You know what I'm saying? Ren is so much more humble. You know what I'm saying? I'm a humble dude too, but already off the bat, I'm like, bro, hold up, because I don't like how you like acting, like you being weird, and you know what I'm saying. Go ahead. I'm just saying this, but I saw the whole thing and read every last text message, and I just didn't see nothing where Ren was in the wrong at in this. Like, unbiasedly, I didn't see where he was in the wrong at.
Yeah, Kujo's reaching. Now, Ren was in the wrong, not him personally. Well, he takes accountability. But his team not having the publishing on point for Kujo from the offset, that seemed like the slight infraction. But Ren was like so transparent about we're going to get this right, and it's not me that owes you money, it's the publisher, and anyone who deals with publishing understand how that works. Now, as if, let's say I was Kujo, I could understand the frustration of not being able to get access because my name isn't on the publishing. But bro, like, that's just him reaching because he thinks all these things are happening that aren't really happening. You know, he's like, oh, it's a #1 album in the UK. He's just being greedy. So like I you know,
yeah, because when there's an issue, what do you do, BP? You just reach out to the artist and you sort it out. Whenever there's a publishing issue, anytime you work with a publisher, you're working with another artist, if you have an issue, what's the first thing that you do? What's the first port of call?
And he, in my opinion, he made up for the publishing infraction, which they're going to get right. Kujo will get his money by offering him the chance to do a track together 50-50. That's mad bread, bro, off the cuff, especially if they made a banger. Like,
yeah, they could be working together. They could have kept working together and more and more.
Yeah. So,
but you know what it sounds like? It sounds like this Kujo, though, because I heard that he's had this issue before with other artists. This is his first rodeo. So it seems like this is something that he's doing all the time and ripping people off and getting them to pay money. You know, now he's trying to get royalties. I was like, royalties?
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Go on.
Correct me. Like, did I not read something about like even the beat that he had and Ren purchased? That wasn't even cleared. Like for him, what
he did. So they can't even legally. He is not even allowed to sell that beat because it's not his. It's partly owned by the sample. And so him not clearing it, now the people who own the sample, I believe they're asking for 50 or 51%, which they're allowed to do that. They're allowed to do because he didn't clear the sample. I don't know this behind the scenes about like when Diddy sampled Sting, but everyone's like, you know, Diddy pays Sting $2,000 an hour every day for the rest of his life because of the sample on Every Breath I Take. So this is not. This is people know these things.
This happens all the time. This happens all the time in music, and you know, sample clearances is an issue that all artists have to face eventually. And but yet again, like, the first port of call, if there's ever an issue, whether it's publisher or artist, is you try to reach out direct, right? You try to get in touch with the artist or someone connected to the artist's team. I think what's wild in this situation is that you have this guy who doesn't reach out directly to Ren, and the first time that Ren hears about this and has to deal with this situation is a copyright takedown notice and a copyright strike, which all of us as reactors are aware of and what we deal with. And, you know, I talked about this in my reaction video to all this. Like, what is the one line you don't cross that we all just understand? You don't serve another channel a copyright strike because we know how it can affect monetization, how it can put your channel at risk for getting deleted. Yeah. That is like pushing the nuclear button. It's the absolute last route and last resort to take once every other option has been exercised and explored. And that's just going to put Ren on the back foot immediately. But, you know, we dealt with this with you, Cliff, with the whole Benzino situation. I mean, and the community rallied behind this. There's countless situations when people abuse the YouTube copyright system. And in this case, the copyright has nothing to do with payment of publishing. Just because you're not happy with what you're earning, you can't go and copyright strike a video that you don't own.
Exactly. Key. I was about to jump in and say that he doesn't own it because he didn't get the sample clearance, and then he sold and leased that piece of work to Ren. Like, it's incredible, and I hope that they got the strike taken off because I don't know how that works because I understand how it works with reactions and counter notifications in our situation. But when you're dealing with this situation, it is very and Ren is a high earner on YouTube. I'm not even going to what I think he makes, but he's a high earner. Imagine that being put on the line because this doofus can't reach out. That's crazy. Yeah, and he gets what he deserves too with this because we're recording this on the day basically after the Kujo Beatdown drops, and so we all know that, you know, Ren is giving him the business.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's well deserved too because, like I said, not only after he was more than willing to like compromise and like, you know what, I don't even feel like going through this. I'll take everything down myself. Then y'all go on Reddit and start acting all different. Hold the hell up.
Yeah.
What y'all doing? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think that because Kujo's lawyer, I think that the lawyer presented Kujo with an opportunity, and then he saw green and he saw a chance to get the bag, and then he just ran with it from there instead of actually thinking it through. And then once things started to get complex and then Ren started to talk to him, instead of giving way and finding a route, I think he just doubled down on everything. And then he just stuck to what the lawyer told him originally and went, yep, we're going for the bag as much as we can. And
again, I'm going to cut you off. I'm sorry, but I think that him and this lawyer have done this to multiple artists before. I think this is something they do to set them up. I've heard this before. Yeah, and this is kind of what they do is they tag team to take money out of the artist's pockets because the artist gets scared and they will pay up, especially if they're independents. As
far as I'm aware, right, BeatStars is helping to cover his legal obligations, so that's where it got messy for him.
Yes.
And then, obviously, because, you know, the biggest question of you have a breach of contract, and, you know, I think BeatStars is an incredible platform. I think it gives so many artists opportunities to find production, especially independent, organically. It's a great concept. But I think what we need to have is, one, better transparency of contracts, and then two, protection against situations like this with sample clearing. Because at first it felt like there was more weight on Kujo's side when any of us logical people can step back and look at the situation and go, hang on, this isn't right. This doesn't make sense. But now it seems like there's been a shift, and it seems like things are starting to come around.
The one thing I would just keep bringing up too, like even in my reaction for Kujo Beatdown, is he had the first infraction. He breached the contract first by selling. He's basically selling illegal shit. Like you can't, that's illegal. Like it technically, right? Like you're not allowed to sell other people's work. That's not your work. It's not your work until you get the sample cleared. So he made the first infraction, but a lot of times law can be funky and they might get past that. But if we're going off of who breached the contract first, it was Kujo by not getting that sample cleared. And that's what's funny too, man. Like Ren kind of got lucky the sample didn't get cleared because seeing how Kujo acted, imagine the sample being cleared and everything being done on his part and then him not getting the publishing. He was really going to try to go ham. But he did the first infraction, and it's wild that it has to go this way.
I think it was wild because, you know, this will be my second time now speaking on it. I've obviously spoken on the reaction. You know, I've had a lot of people ask me about this, but like literally as this was developing and going on, I was with him. Like as all this is as he's receiving this news, as he's dealing with it, because we're trying to get ready for his headline festival. You know, we're trying to get ready for his first show in 5 years, which is supposed to be an exciting occasion to look forward to. But instead, because you know how he is, like he's honestly one of the most like giving, just caring, selfless persons I think I've ever met in my entire life. Like I stand by that, you know. So someone like this who like always wants to find the best in people and give people chances and believe in them. I think it was, you know, to deal with someone like Kujo who says one thing to him and turns around and does a completely different thing and has all this narrative manipulation of a situation when all he's trying to do is see him as a collaborator and find a way forward with him. But Kujo didn't want to work together with him, and I think it did wear on him. It definitely affected him leading up to the show. I mean, it got to the point where, like, dude didn't even want to look at his phone or deal with anything because it was stressing him out that much. It was just giving him that much anxiety. Someone who's already been through so much anxiety and mental health issues and physical health issues and all of that. And he has all these triggers happening as he's trying to build up for something that's already anxiously coming, which is the show. You know, it was just, I mean, there's so... Go on.
No. I feel you. And, like, my bad for cutting you off. Like, and you got to think about the mental, like, toll that's going to take on him as well because of the stuff that he battling.
Yes.
That's why you have to understand, Kujo, like, that literally when you do something like this and then a song that means so much to not just him, to so many people, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And I'm with Ren on this. Do not bully this dude. Don't come after him. Let Ren handle the situation. I tell anybody that. You know what I'm saying? But that's going to come with the territory, homie. Like, these are people who really, like, he impacted them in some kind of way. So,
yeah.
He could say stop, but
I think that's what got to Ren the most is that, the whole time his response always was he was worried about the fans, the people who the song has connected with, and the fact that the song was down. That was giving him the most stress because he just wanted the song back up. He just wanted the video back up because he knew how many lives it touched and all the messages that he's getting and all the people that it's affected. That was his first concern. And that again, just to me shows his selflessness. Like it wasn't about him. It wasn't about money or finances or anything. It was about the fans and how it was affecting them. Yeah. But, all credit to him because obviously, there were talks, there was a lot going on behind the scenes. And I stayed quiet because I was hoping for a resolution. I was hoping that the situation would get solved because I realized that I start speaking out on issues. I got 1 million subscriber, whatever fucking platform. Like, I'm just muddying the waters then, and I can make a situation worse when there's lawyers involved, when there's legal battles involved and things. So it just sucks just watching your friend go through that and just sitting back and just feeling like you want to help and you want to contribute, but there's nothing you can do.
Knox had diss tracks. Ready.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It is wild because you can tell that Ren is very connected to his music. Like, there's a lot of different type of artists. I could just speak for myself. Sometimes I'll do like a fun track. There's some tracks that I'm just like, I'm not that as connected to, let's just say. I feel like Ren is connected to every piece of thing he puts his hand to. That's why he won't just do a feature for the random person. He won't do music with you if he's not feeling it because he legitimately becomes the music. And I actually look up to that more so in my latter years and start to understand it more and how important that is. So when you take someone who is so invested into this process of writing, creating, and then he's in a situation where it's out of his control, like, let's just be real. This is a baby, right? Like, this is a baby of his, especially him not having physical children in this world. So, like, he's creating these artistic babies, and it's like, you're like, nah, homie, like, this one's got to go. Like, that's wild, and I understand. And then, like, to highlight on what you were saying, the connectivity with his fan base, because his fan base is going to be a little different in the sense that they're going to be more connected to him because they're relating to him from the pain level, the mental health level, etc. So, yeah, I mean, you put out a song that's actually helping people and someone is being – I don't think Kujo really understands the gravity of what he's doing in this time.
I don't think he truly did his homework on the individual that he's dealing with on the other end of it. Because if he did – you could have had a simple solution, but instead you get this. But it's interesting what you say about Ren's approach to music, BP, and features, because like he's told me about people who wanted to do features with him, and I'm not going to name drop, but there's names that make you go, oh my God, holy shit, that's incredible that he is just turned down because he's not feeling the song. He doesn't connect to it. He doesn't think they'll work well together. Like, for him, you're right. It's not about like, oh, this is a big person, this will get me further with my career. No, it's about, can I make good art? Can I make art that I can connect with? And does it work with this person? And if it does, then he does it. If it doesn't, then he turns it down. Like, he's he's not thinking about numbers. He's not thinking about the financials of anything.
Well,
to him, you're right. It's his life. It's his art. It's his outlet. It's everything. As you put, it's his baby.
Well, like he even explains that in all of his music. He just talks about corporate greed and how people could be so selfish and self-absorbed, and how he just wants to break free from that, and how he wants society to change. He's constantly speaking on that. And I mean, dude, what blew my mind with this Kujo situation was at the end where he goes, you know what, fuck it. I'll give you whatever you want. Can you just put it back up, and then I'll work with you off to the side. That's when I knew Kujo was like really on some shady shit. Like, I was going after you from the beginning, because he's like, I will work with you after this 50-50 split. Who knows what could happen from here? And the guy's like, nope, like, give me my bag. And he's like, I don't have your money. You have to deal with distribution, not me.
And I'm trying to chase you down everywhere on Twitter, under the comments. And then I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to get a response from you, like, it's kind of crazy. Like, especially if you feel like you was the one done wrong. Like,
which is ironic because Kujo reached out to Ren way earlier saying, hey, love the track and love what you did with my beat.
And then what? And then all of a sudden,
and now all of a sudden he can't get in touch
now
with
it's
him?
garbage. Oh, we done seen that tone, haven't we? We done seen that tone too much, bro. Like, that's crazy.
I think this dude just might be a straight up, just pure Ren hater. He might just hate this guy so much for his success. I have no idea. Or maybe it's always a Ponzi scheme. Maybe he does this to all the artists he works with. I have no idea. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, not trying to pry, but there are times where some of these producers get burnt, right? Because being a producer in this day and age with so many tracks, people taking your stuff on BeatStars, like sometimes it is hard. Like sometimes motherfuckers will have a platinum single and get out of paying you. Like I've seen that. I talked to Kato on the track is one of the homies, and so like. Producers don't have as much protection as people think. So maybe he got burnt, but I'm not sticking up for him. He's taking this. He totally went the wrong route. He totally made the wrong decision. And that's what happens with jaded people, right? Once you break up with a chick or whoever, whatever happens, you got to kind of rebuild so you can talk to someone freshly and have a healthy relationship. He's acting like a bitter, spiteful hoe.
Yeah. And I mean, you say it like, jaded, I think, and cynicism definitely had roles to play in this, but communication is key. And anytime there's an issue, I think that's just a lesson for all of us to take on any walks of life. You know, there's always going to be disagreements, whether it's music publishing, creativity, or different things that happen. But the most important thing is that you speak directly to the other person and you actually listen to them. It just seemed like, you know, reading the text and speaking with Ren and all the things he's offering this guy was never truly listening to him. This guy knew what he wanted, and that was his only focus, and he was just trying to get there in the end.
And then to top it off, no Diddy, like, it's literally like the girlfriend, and he tried his best. Oh, yeah. Like, you know, I mean, you could tell he was being so respectful. She was being the same way. Like, she was almost damn near understanding and everything.
Matching the energy.
And then next thing you know, he wake up and he see the same energy, like, on Reddit. Like, what the?
She's rewriting legal contracts.
Yeah.
It's like, so now you inserting yourself you inserting yourself into something that you should have just sat back and ate your damn food. Now
who goes and rewrites a contract and posts it on Ren's own Reddit?
Somebody who doesn't know who they're dealing with.
Yeah, all I know is that's why she got that work on Kujo Beatdown.
Wait, so did we all see it already?
Whoa. I've seen it. I just did my reaction.
I reacted to it.
This is coming out after.
I thought all of us reacted to it by now. Right?
I did.
Okay.
Okay.
So
yeah, I was in an interesting position because he showed it to me when he wrote it. I was like, this is the day after we performed at the festival, and we're just sat outside, just like talking, just chilling, and I'm just like sat on the grass, and then he passes me his phone, and I'm like, what's this? And he's like, it's the diss track I've been working on. And then I read it. I'm like, oh my fucking God. And that's just reading what he wrote. Like, I mean, now it's going to a whole new level. Like,
which is crazy because you know he don't really want to be going there. Like, he ain't really. Ren is off. You know what I'm saying? Off to the. You know what do you call that goddamn thing? What's the term? You know what I'm saying? What is it, y'all? Off to the damn fences or stars or some shit like that, right? Okay, so he's off. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's taking off. And he ain't got time for, like, really a lot of the catty, petty stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's going on when it could have been a simple solution to that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He offered you so many different solutions. And he was being respectful about it. You know what I'm saying? And you kept coming at him with this tone and messenger that, you know what I'm saying, usually a person... You know what I'm saying?
What gets me too, Dom, is that even the instrumentation that Ren leased is not the exact instrumentation that Kujo gave him. Because remember, Ren is an amazing producer himself. Like, I've sat and watched him as he's getting ready for his show, just like rearranging production and working with stems. And like, I guess I'll start to leak some stuff now, but like working with him on a song, I've watched him just be Kanye West, basically. Like, he's not ever going to need to lease beats ever again because he's just, I was amazed. Like, this is a talent I didn't realize he had developed so much. Like, he's come along so much, I would say, in terms of his own production ability. Like, just in terms of whatever genre you want, he can make you something. And he's amazing at producing. Like, he's an amazing fucking producer. Like, I've seen future things that he's got that are coming out. Like, this man, his production game is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Just like add that on top of the singing, the rapping, the playing instruments. Amazing producer.
That man's voice.
And I've worked with many producers over the years. Like, honestly, he's one of the best I've seen.
Let's highlight into that because, the Kujo shit, the dude's going to be the dude, and all that's going to play out the way it's going to play out, and I hope Ren takes the W. I do want to say I think he made the right choice because it was a very tough choice to take the song down, but the fact that he's going to reproduce it, tagging onto what you're talking about as him being such a good producer, it will re-breathe life into it. He could put the, of course, the arrangement, if all the, timing, he could even just put the music over the original video. Like, they have a lot, he's artistic, so he might not do that. But I'm proud of him because that took a lot of guts. People don't realize how much gumption, and he's standing up. Like, this is literally the battle. Like good versus evil type of shit. He's like, no, I'm not going to let you win. This is my art, and you're not going to hijack it. You're trying to utilize my emotions, my fans, my family's emotions to this music, strip it from them, and use that as your bargaining chip to get this money that you're not going to get because you're a greedy piece of and I'm going to stand up to you. So I think that's very valiant, and it's kind of segueing. You just said, Knox, you were like, hey, I guess the cat's out of the bag. I'm working on a track with Ren, which is freaking phenomenal. Congratulations. Can you key us in on what's going on? Because there's a lot of things I've been seeing you. Yeah, I've been seeing you move and shake. You did the festival. You just dropped the new music video.
Wild.
The new album's on the way. What's going down?
That was wild. So I think the first build up, because I don't think I've really talked about this anywhere. Like the festival was so much fun, by the way. Like just that build up of coming down, and then we're hanging out, and then we start saucing down on the beat, and he just creates a new section for me. And I remember, like, I'm tired as hell. I'm sat there just like trying to survive Eminem reactions, and now on top of doing this, but I wrote my verse in like 10 minutes, and then we sat there. He's like, all right, you want to start practicing? And it's like bang, 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 bang. Like once he gets on something, it's just go, 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 go. And then Vic shows up, and we start practicing and getting ready for it. And that was like a week before we performed it. So I had a week basically before going out to a crowd of like thousands of people. Like, hey, don't mess this up. This verse that you literally just wrote. Go out and perform it now. So that was fun. But unfortunately, like with that one, because we've had talks about like re-releasing that, like because there's been issues with BeatStars, that's another BeatStars situation. So there's still stuff that's getting shaken out from there. So unfortunately for those watching and those asking for it, because I know I've been getting so many messages about it, that's to be D, I think. But him being a creative guy that he is and coming up with creative solutions, again, I don't want to give too much away. I'll give some stuff away, but there's another thing that's planned with him to make up for that. Let's just put it that way.
People need not worry.
So that'll be dope. I'm looking forward to that. But on the other side of things, I have a brand new album coming, which I've just announced, which I'm excited for. I've got some amazing features on it. And yes, one of the feature, I know it's been long awaited. We've had so many requests. It is with Ren. I'm really excited about that. Looking forward to having him on the album. I've also got Victus on the album too. I've got some other amazing names, Lex Bratcher, King Moses. There's a lot of good names on the album. So it'll be a mix of some singles that have already been released that people love. And then, yeah, there's a bunch of new shit too. So I'm excited.
That'll probably be my first album breakdown, I think, by you that I'm gonna end up doing. That's gonna be long as hell. Yeah, that's gonna be long as hell. What did he say? Hold up, let me back up 2 seconds. He just started, but let me go.
Hour and a half review. You're like, oh, this has been an hour and a half. I've been working on this shit. Yeah, man.
This song was only an interlude. What the hell?
Dude, that's why
1 second in.
When it's a Knox song, I have to let shit slide. So I'm like, I'm going to be there for 15 minutes to dissect that. I'll just talk about that if somebody asks me later. I can't deal with it.
It's funny because it's the people that be like, you didn't catch when he said. I said, of course I didn't catch it. I'm going to get it, though, like because I'm listening to it.
Oh, they've heard it 50 times, dude.
I'm listening to it off camera. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? On the first go. Everybody ain't Knox. We can't just do the, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't college, bar heavy in the head. Like
6'1". Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And actually, that was a reference
Cliff,
to the curtains.
Cliff, come on,
Bill. It's all love.
Come on.
Listen, I'm just saying, like, Knox's ability, and I believe that too, like how he functions. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to, toot his horn right now. I ain't trying to make him have a big head right now. No Diddy. But listen, what I'm saying is, it's like I'm just.
These real quick, no Diddy. How do you catch the no Diddy before you even say it?
Because
catches it right away, bro.
Yeah. But it's crazy because
you rebuttal yourself.
Yeah, it's crazy because when he like in his bag and he like like flowing and stuff like that, and you gotta you can see how he does it because of how quick he writes his music. And I ain't gonna give too much away about my reaction, but I mentioned that I was like, he writes mad quick. You know what I'm saying? So you can see how his brain can kind of function and come up with this. Like
I'm getting tired of being inside my brain, man. It's exhausting. So
yeah, being a writer is not advisable for anybody. Your brain does not stop moving.
No, it never does. But yeah, I'm excited about this album. I think it's got a good mix because I think one thing I've learned over time, and BP, you're well seasoned, and Cliff, you've been doing this for a long time too. You guys learn over time to like pick your spots and things. There's like a time and a place for every track and what you're doing. Like sometimes what's the goal of it? Is it a single? We trying to get people moving? We trying to bring that energy? Like we want people really thinking deeply about it. What's the target on it? And yeah, while I like my intricate writing and my doubles and triples, like I feel like this album is a great versatile mix of things. You know what I mean? It's not it's not just like crazy
complex
triple entendre lyricism each and every track, right? Again, there's times and places for things. So, and again, it's a good combination of stuff because like I've been working on so much. I've had some amazing videos and like where do I put this so it lives so people are trying to find my music for the first time. So like there are some songs that have been handpicked too, like Love Is Blind, that's going to be on the album as well. Kind of like what Ren did with with his Sick Boy and everything, like in the build up and the combination of stuff that you get. Also got bonus tracks too, and yeah, I'm currently negotiating some things because without giving too much away, again, yeah, there's some really exciting shit going on behind the scenes, and I'm just trying to figure out what can and can't be released at this moment in time with stuff, and then what will get released later. So,
well, we'll find out on another episode. So, guys, don't forget to subscribe. We'll check out more stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah,
look at this man doing his job. Look at that plug right there.
I might be high, but I can tell you to subscribe real quick.
That was on me.
On
me. Man, a freestyle just a tad. I hear you.
With what Knox was saying, it is interesting because reacting to some of your music and then also just watching, like when you release. Let's say I didn't react to it, but I watched it. I did notice that. With the lyrical content, you're lyrical when you need to be, and then you're taking time to like express yourself. And I think that's a big thing because when there's certain artists we look up to who are like the most lyrical, sometimes I personally step back and go back to Tupac, someone who wasn't that lyrical but made me feel a way because sometimes the truth can cut deeper than a knife is like the saying, but the truth can be as potent as our triple or quadruple entendres, and I feel like you're finding your balance and you're like you're really getting, I don't want to say you're getting legs, but you know what I mean, like you're really it's just I see the growth from the outside looking in. That's super dope. It's funny you mentioned Lex Braxter, I think that's how you say it. We put her on a Tech 9 show like 2 years ago, and that's how I know who you were talking about because I saw her live. She's nice with it. And it's funny because I was just gonna pop up to Ren's festival, and it just was the timing because he kind of let it out the bag. Not like it wasn't like I had a month and I had booked my flight to Kansas City because I've been talking with Chris Calico, as all y'all probably know by now, and he's been really wanting to get in the reaction space.
Oh, shit.
Boom Baye. So long story short, I was literally in Kansas City that weekend doing that. But if I wouldn't had booked my flights to Kansas City, I would have just popped up in the UK and been like, yo, because I'm going to see Ren live, bro. I'm going to see him live. And I didn't know you were there. I was like, oh, God, Knox is there. But it's all these things across Germany.
I know that guy, too.
Yeah, because Calico.
BP, by the way, you gotta tell Chris, I am so sorry. I've had so much going on. I know he's trying to get in touch with me. that you just reminded me. Like,
no, it's all good. I talk
to
to
with
him.
That dude.
Like, I'm like really active with him, trying to help him get his stuff off the ground.
Yeah, we've been trying. We've been working a lot.
And I let him know too. He's like, yeah, man, because he saw your reactions. I don't know if you know, in his intro, life, like you saying Chris Calico, like, is in his intro. So I was like, oh, that's cool, man. That's crazy. And I was like, I work with Knox, right? And he's like, da da da. So I just let him know. I was like, look, man, he's got a lot of business stuff and personal things kind of going on.
It's such a weird time. Like, it's weird achieving these milestones, getting back to playing shows, which feels incredible, as you know, BP. Like, there's nothing like just doing live shows again. Like, for me, it's been a 5-year gap. It's been too long. Long. So I'm so excited. Like, I got my first headline show coming up that I'm getting ready for. Like, after I get off this call, like, it's back to practice. We sold that out in 24 hours, which was incredible. So I'm excited to be playing live again. But yeah, it's such a rush, man. But what I'm getting at is I have these highs, and it's kind of weird for me, but I also have some really tough lows that I'm dealing with too at the same time, and I'm being torn in two directions, and it's almost strange processing it, if that makes sense, because it's really like two extremes happening to me at once between these worlds.
Yeah, so. I actually kind of identify with that. I've went through some really crazy extremes. I'll give some examples, but you saying that, how is your mom doing? Because I know that was heavy on my heart, and I knew she had been going through the process. She's fighting the C word. I don't even like saying that word because it's so powerful. But yeah, man, how are things going on that front?
Yeah, I mean, mom's is hanging in there. We knew going into this, once she was diagnosed, that this is going to be a long treatment plan. This is a 7-month plan, right? This is chemo followed by radio followed by surgery. So this is a long path, right? Yep. And it's just, it's not a quick fight. It's a marathon, isn't it? So yeah, I think there's going to be ups and downs throughout the marathon, and it's just been about trying to keep her mental right. Trying to keep things in the right light, because she has good days and she has bad days, and that's natural, isn't it? But the important thing is that she keeps going, and that she keeps doing it, and that she's going through it.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing, is just trying to keep this right, because I do truly believe, going into these situations, obviously, we all have our goals, we all have our dreams. There's nothing more important than your health, and when situations like this happen, you realize like how lucky we are just to be healthy, and just to still be here. But I really think when people get sick and when they're going through stuff, this affects the rest of your body and your attitude and how you're doing. So we're really, really working to try to keep this right and to keep it in the game.
I'm a strong believer in energy, bro. Like I said before, we put that positive energy and putting it straight towards your mom and anybody else who is having that battle. Because as you know, my aunt, she's going through the same thing.
Dom.
So and then I mean, it's just a terrible thing, bro. When you hear that, and then you want to help as much as you can, and you like, God, I'll trade all of this to take that away from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sorry, BP. I understand. I already see this is hitting him, so I don't want to stay on this topic too much.
Oh, no, you're good. To be honest, what I was thinking, I was going to tell this to Knox too, man. It is about balance, and do your best on being in the moment when the moment is there. I have a couple examples. My mom actually passed away, and it was a crazy timing because I literally was at her funeral, right, with all my family mourning in the house, and then I had to go that night and perform with Tech Nine. And so, I couldn't totally get in that moment. Fast forward, I was at the best part of my life financially in about 2016. Things were, really, I just got married, everything's going, and we had our first stillborn. So it's like finding ways to balance this extreme negative with the extreme positive, and be able to live in this positive moment, but also you got to take some time to live in that negative in the sense of face it and deal with it. So yeah, man, I'm glad that, things seem to be progressing. And again, you're not really like, 7 months is a good amount of time in the sense of, you guys have a lot of things going on, and I'm positive. Well, I'm confident that I think it's going to go in a good direction, and they're looking at it like when you're like, hey, they're planning everything out. Hey, the chemo's here, the radiation, then the surgery. We've done this before. We're going to treat her with the greatest care, and that's all you can hope for. And then everyone else just hope for the best and put out that energy. But yeah, it's not easy to balance. Those energies because they're very extreme. One is super dark and one is super light, right?
I almost feel like I feel guilty on the positive end of things, like enjoying those moments sometimes, because then it's just like one thought comes back and then you get reconnected to her and her situation and everything going on with my family, you know? Like I definitely felt that like at the festival. There was like, because that was crazy. That was a huge elation and buzz and thousands of people going ham and surprising them and doing that. But then later that night, that one thought crosses your mind and it all kicks in again. And then you feel like, can I really be in this moment enjoying this?
Yeah.
Like it's
like how can I be celebrating this while this is happening? Yeah.
The coolest thing is that I know your mom's proud of you and so is your family. And that's what kind of is that spark just to always let the light shine. Yeah. Absolutely. But let that light shine for the legacy of just, you know, our family and what we represent in general, right? If they're here or if they're not here. But yeah, I mean, it's all a process. So yeah, man, I'm glad. I mean, I know when you got the news and we all talked about it the first time, you know, it's hitting heavy and now you guys are actually in the process of fighting. So it's just a different energy. The first initial blow is always really hard for anybody. And let's just hope it goes in the right direction.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Like, I think it's weights that you put on someone, right? And I believe, like, you know, we're all human. Like, we all have different degrees of mental strength and things that we can cope with. But if you put enough weights on top of someone, their legs will give way, you know? And like even for me, it just felt like I was getting hit with so much. And like May, June. And then obviously when we got the news and then I told you guys and then we, you know, you guys let me go off and we took a break from all this. Like I had moments when I was contemplating, like, am I even enjoying YouTube? Am I even enjoying this? Is it worth it? And I was
like that after my father passed away.
Yeah, just thinking about just walking away from it all and doing something else. Because honestly, like, there was so much extra noise going on here. And when you have real life situations happen and then you see all this online drama and bullshit, you're like, is it even worth it? Because this is more important. And I don't want to be dealing with this. And I don't want to be wading through it, you know?
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
That's crazy because you just mentioned about putting weights on people. I just had to make a personal video to address the people because if you've watched my videos, you know at the end I say anybody.
I commented on it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I see you, Dom. I forgot to. I've had a lot of stuff going on. So after I made that video, I kid you not, that night I got a text saying that one of my boys was killed, and I was like, so two people just self-deleted themselves that I was friends with, that I talked to every day for about 3 years since I've been on this platform. That I've been on, like, I FaceTime with, told them like, hey, like, don't do it, you're good. I thought they were good, and on the same day, boom.
No.
And then a week later, you know, I just made this video, and that night after I made that video, I get a text like my boy was murdered. Then I found out that some girl tried to jack his chain. He was like not on a bad side of Chicago either. Like a girl tried to jack his chain and just shot him in the head for it.
It's wild. Like right
just
now,
happened.
Man. It's rough, man. Like I said, it's the same. That's why I held my phone up because I'm right now as we speak. Always, whether it was yesterday, the day before yesterday, it's just two of my friends. I'm always trying to talk them from not going over the edge. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like they are so close to, like, you know what I'm saying, because of the mental stuff and them, some of them not having health care and all this stuff. And I'm like, you know, and they are just ready to just give up. And I'm just here, you know what I'm saying? I got my own mental stuff, you know what I'm saying? I take, again, 5 medications. I'm crazy.
You are crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
you are crazy, though, baby.
You are crazy. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I take those medicines, you know what I'm saying? And I always tell I told one of my boys personally, I was like, I want you to understand something, that right now somehow you making it through every day and you ain't on nothing.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm like off my medicines. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know. I was like, so I want you to really think about that. You know what I'm saying? Because Cliff touched on that in his and I agree with him because somebody sent me literally a suicide note, and they said, "I love your videos, and unfortunately, I'm gonna do this and taking my life." And stuff like that, and I'm up here trying to contact this person. You know that I'm not. I like Cliff said, I'm not a professional therapist, but I'm a human. So I'm like, hey, do anybody know if he has an Instagram? Do anybody know where he is? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going on his Instagram. I'm trying to find his family members. You know what I'm saying? Like, just as a human being, I don't have to do this stuff. And then I get word that this is fake.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I ain't got time for this shit, bro.
That's what people were telling me. People were like, Cliff, you gotta understand, a lot of people do this just for you to pay attention to them. And I'm like, if they do, that's really messed up. And I can see where people, but like I said, the ones that got me, because I've talked to so many people, I was like, dude, you can talk to me. You want to message me and talk to me? You want to just chop it up for a second? That's fine. But if I see anything involving that, you're getting like an automatic message to a hotline because I can't.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a number. I'm gonna have to give you a number.
As the channel grows, I'm only 5'10" again, guys. I'm the smaller channel here. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, as the channel grows, it's harder to keep up with everybody, man. So if you ever see any of us, unable to get back to you, just know that we do love you, we do appreciate you, but sometimes we're just like, we all have crazy shit going on, and when we get a chance, we do try to say what's up. That's why we go live and do what we can. But
yeah, it could be a celebrity that like hit me up or something like that, or a star, and I missed their messages completely. Like, I didn't realize, you know what I'm saying? Like, a while back, Teddy Swims hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I didn't realize how that video blew up the way it did. And I was like, oh, this is Teddy Swims before he was lose control. Teddy Swims. I was like, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of crazy, like, when you look back on stuff. But just to like shift a little bit, I just want to just an ender for the cancer thing. Just for a positive note on the cancer thing. So, my aunt, y'all know she's battling stage 4 cancer, and we seen her here. And sometimes you stare at them, like, wow, you were still pushing, you were still happy, you were still going. How are you? You know what I'm saying? So, she decided not to get the chemo no more. So my aunt is kind of different. She said, well, if I ain't got to do chemo, I'm going to smoke me a cigarette then. I ain't about to, that's how my aunt is. Somehow, and this is a positive note, it shows you that doctors, they can do their job. I'm not going to criticize no doctors, but whoever you believe in got the final say. Because somehow my aunt is in remission now.
Wow. Holy shit.
Blew my mind.
That's crazy.
Because I said in stage 4, when it's pretty much they pulling the plug, like, this is it.
Yeah.
And some miracle happens. You know what I'm saying?
Cigarette right there. That cigarette.
That's something, you know what I'm saying? But the fight you still got to keep fighting and make sure that you keep your body healthy and do all that stuff. But everything is a wake-up call, which is why I take my medicines, because I watched my dad not take his. And, us coming and finding him, not here, you know what I'm saying, is something I've never experienced before. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that has never happened to us. You know what I'm saying? My dad has been with us my entire life. Like, no in and out, no separate. He's been here from baby to 36. You know what I'm saying? Like, couldn't get this man out of my damn apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just won't go, huh? You know what I'm saying? Like, so he was here all the way until his final death. You know what I'm saying? And kind of like, when you kind of walk in, when it hits you, it's a certain thing. And I was in that era where this is my full-time job, and I got supporters pouring in saying, like, you need to take a break. If you have to, because they can see it on my face if I'm not there. I can't fake nothing. You know what I'm saying? So they can see it on my face if I'm not all the way there, but I'm telling them, like, you don't understand, I can't. I was like, this is my full-time job. Oh, yeah, I was like, this is my full-time job. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me cry. If I have to cry, just let it happen. Whatever happens on camera, just let it naturally happen.
That's really human,
I don't
dude.
care.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Shit.
You know, but don't send me I will remember you. Like, you know, try not to send me that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a happy feet ass song or something. You know what I'm saying?
Make a funny request or some shit. Like
in the arms of the angel ain't gonna really like. I mean, thank you, but that's not gonna. You know, it's gonna have me side looking up and it's just not. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate it though.
To what you said about your aunt, it's actually really deep. There's a lot in thoughts, words, and intention. And I don't know if it was a study. I saw this somewhere, but there's this like statistic that when a doctor gives someone a death sentence, so when a doctor says you have 6 months to live, a year to live, the person internalizes it, and then they almost pass right on that day. And it's the people who don't internalize that, it's not their last day, that typically have a better fighting chance. But
isn't that crazy?
You have to be really cautious of the way you say things, and it's interesting because I've had those I had that conversation. You know, it's like, hey, she has this many months to live. You know, and you're just like, she preceded that, but you know, going down that rabbit hole, there is a lot of power in the mind, and some people unlock it and some don't, and it's very unique. That.
It's so powerful, bro. Because super shift, just real fast, just a super shift, real quick. Yeah. So my friend, she has the flu. Okay, now I ain't gonna say the word that start with a C.
Yeah. Okay, we got
the flu. Okay. Right. So she has the C word. Right. So. We both were saying like she feels like she has it. She don't want to go to the doctor because usually what happens is if you go to the doctor and they say you have it, then your mind starts to make you sicker.
Feel sick, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, oh my God, this is this terrible thing. Now your mind is making you physically sick. You know what I'm saying? So she kind of was like, well, I'm not going to go. I'm just going to treat it like a regular,
smart,
thing. And, you know what I'm saying? Instead of, because your mind is so powerful. Energy is so powerful. You know what I'm saying?
I truly believe that. Like, you know, you can manifest things. And what you think affects your physical health and affects your output and how you approach each day and affects your energy. I think there's nothing more important than the mind and how we take care of it. So I think, is that our podcast for today, boys?
Really quick though. One thing really quick I want to say. I'll even send it to you guys. This is just to add on, and we could ride out because I know everyone's gonna go. There's actually been a study done in China where they had, I forgot, it was a team of doctors where I think they had 3 women. They all had the same type of cancer, same stage, everything, basically damn near identical. And in China, I believe one test group. Every single day they were pushing energy towards or positive energy, trying to say cancer is going to disappear. The second one, they weren't doing anything. They were kind of just watching over her, doing the regular chemo, everything else like that. The third was a placebo. What's crazy was the first procedure, which was the positive energy, actually shrunk the cancer down to damn near nothing. There's a video of it. And then also, I'll have to find the clip and I'll send it to you guys. And then the other one, obviously the chemo, it did what it did, but it didn't completely do what just the power of thought did. And the placebo, even though they thought I forgot how the placebo worked, but it barely shrunk, it barely moved. It just stayed right where it was at. So it's just crazy to think that the power of thought and having other people even push that power towards you could really actually have an effect on people's lives, man. So just keep that
one step further for the viewer, it's the belief, right? We have the thought, we think it, but it's when you internalize it and actually believe it, that's when it starts to unlock. So just, there's some real stuff that's being spread in this conversation as we ride out, and I just wanted to add that belief. Like when you believe it, you start feeling it. It's almost like you get goosebumps. When you know it, these are the things that help unlock your power in your mindset, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. That was a good talk, gentlemen. We touched on some very important topics here.
Yeah.
Now it's
I
time.
was hoping we got to this,
And now it's time for some Kujo Beatdown, huh?
I can't wait, man. I can't wait for everybody to see this. This is about to be crazy.
My thing is, I didn't know what Kujo looked like, and I'm reacting with my buddy Don, And he's like, yo,
Kai got his head shaved. Kai got his head shaved.
He was like, is this what Kujo looks like? So I'm like, oh my God, I think it is. And I went on his Instagram. And my thing is, we stopped and we're talking. Then we start playing. He starts dragging the other chair out. I'm like, nigga, he's not going to go after his girl. And then he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because he was in this cadence where he was like, all right, now, you know, like he was like the Joker. You know how he was like the sick boy, you know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then, you see that part where he just kind of straightened up? His flow was like, yeah, but that was a warning kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, this motherfucker is crazy. I said, leave
wait
this
for
boy
number
alone.
2. I was like, wait for number 2. What the fuck you mean number 2, man?
And then it was funny because he was like, if you keep doing this, basically, then part 2.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot worse.
Part 2. And it was like, bro, leave this boy alone, man. I'm just trying to tell y'all. Like, if you'd have got in my face having all these dead bodies in the back with pigs and stuff, I'd have been like, oh, listen, hey, go ahead and had a song. You can keep the song.
Halloween came too early.
It was great, man.
They can remove it. Listen, they can remove it all they want. But unless you're going to take it out my motherfucking hand. Unless you're going to take it out my damn hand.
He's gonna redo it. It's going to be amazing anyway.
And it's going to be fire.
Stay tuned.
It's going to be fire. So let's go.
Like I said, this man's production, people need to appreciate it. And I think it's going to start being appreciated more and more. And you'll see it come through. Listen, if you like the production on Kujo Beatdown, that was some wild orchestral rap and cinematic hits. He did that. He was like, hey, I want to do something in this bag. All right, let's go do it. On to the next one.
Amazing.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
That was so cinematic.
When the light would flash, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, I was like, it was giving like
the bodies moving up too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Blooming House or what? You know what I'm saying? I was like, this is crazy. He was like on the floor and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my god, get him up.
Oh, dude, when he was doing the right to right, he kept using right to right. I forgot what he said exactly. I can't remember right now. One time,
yeah, and then when he brought the girl in,
damn it,
he brought the girl in. I said, yeah, come on in here because you was in it. Bring your ass on in here because you was in there too. Yeah. And I like how he did. I ain't gonna say nothing. That's about it.
It doesn't matter. This will come out way after Kujo came out. So
after yeah.
But I do know everyone else here has a busy ass schedule, guys. We loved having you. Yes. Thank you for watching the episode with us. We'll be planning plenty more in the future. Even if you see like AR couldn't make it today, some of us will just chop it up every once in a while here or there, and we will have more guests on too. Promise you.
Shout out to D-Lo. That conversation that y'all had was fire. I looked at that. I was like, oh, I love that, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool that we kind of keep it going even when one of us is missing because, again, you know, you got, 3 of us is parents, not me. Cliff, not Cliff.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Cliff is my son. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had him at 1. That's great. That's
can't you see?
He's albino.
Albino.
But like I said, like, you know, people have busy schedules, and I mean, Knox is you know what I'm saying, BP, Cliff, you know what I'm saying, like Anthony Ray doing his thing in the background.
You're busy too.
Interviewing people.
We know you're busy too. Come on.
Well, I am, but I ain't in the music I'm good. I'm a basic listen.
But the good news is it makes for good stories to share and podcasts to talk about. So a lot more content on the way. Yeah,
plenty more growth, man. Plenty more growth. Everyone, go enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. We love you guys. This is What's the Word Podcast. We're out of here, guys.
Peace.
Thank you so much for everything.